Imagine this. Lionel Messi steps up to take a penalty, but instead of scoring himself, he passes the ball to a teammate for the goal. It's a moment that proves football isn't just about individual glory. It's about the bigger picture, about teamwork. And that's just one example. What makes football's greatest moments not about personal achievement, but pure, unselfish collaboration? Let's dive into the most inspiring, unbelievable football plays. Football has always been a stage for individual brilliance, players dazzling with jaw-dropping goals or weaving through defenders like they're cones. But every now and then, something special happens. A player decides to set aside their shot at glory and instead makes a choice so selfish it reminds us why we call it the beautiful game. Unselfishness in football is rare, but when it happens, it leaves an unforgettable mark. These moments of pure teamwork and trust aren't just clever plays, they're statements. They show us that while football is filled with star players, it's the chemistry and sacrifice for the team that often create the most magical moments. Let's dive into some iconic examples where footballers put their egos aside and create memories that will live on forever. Picture this. Barcelona 2016. Lionel Messi, arguably the greatest player of all time, stands over the ball in the penalty box. The crowd knows what's coming. Messi is about to hammer home another goal to pad his already ridiculous stats. But then he doesn't. Instead, he rolls the ball gently to the side. And out of nowhere, Luis Suarez storms in like a freight train to slam it into the net. The stadium erupts, not in disbelief, but in awe. I mean, who does that? Who gives up a penalty, the easiest chance to score, just to set up a teammate? Messi and Suarez, that's who. That wasn't just a cheeky trick. It was a moment that captured the bond between the two players. Suarez was chasing the Pichichi Trophy that season, awarded to La Liga's top scorer. Messi knew it and decided to lend a hand, or, in this case, a foot. Their trust and unselfishness became a defining feature of Barcelona's dominance during that era. If Messi and Suarez made it iconic, Johan Cruyff definitely invented it. Back in 1982, Cruyff was a 34-year-old legend playing for Ajax, still showing why he was football's philosophy king. In a match against Helmond Sport, Ajax won a penalty. Everyone in the stadium expected Cruyff to simply hammer it into the back of the net. I mean, easy, right? Well, wrong. Cruyff had other plans. He tapped the ball forward instead of shooting, catching everyone, especially the goalkeeper, off guard. Jesper Olsen, his teammate, sprinted onto the ball, passed it back to Cruyff, and just like that, the net was rippling. It wasn't just a goal, it was a masterclass in creativity and teamwork. Cruyff showed that football could be unpredictable, playful, and collaborative all at once. His vision laid the foundation for generations of players to think beyond themselves and see the bigger picture. Now, let's talk about a duo that defined an era. Marcelo, after slaloming run past defenders, found himself in a prime position to score. Most players would have taken the shot. After all, it was his brilliance that got them there. But Marcelo, well, he looked up, saw Ronaldo, and passed it across. Ronaldo finished it with ease, completing a perfect hat-trick. That moment wasn't just about, the goal. It was about trust. Marcelo knew the team was stronger when Ronaldo thrived, and Ronaldo, in turn, always credited his teammates for making him shine. So why do these moments, stand out? Well, it's simple. Football is full of individual glory, but unselfishness is what turns great teams into legendary ones. When players prioritize their teams over themselves, it builds trust and chemistry that you just can't fake. Think about it. That Messi Suarez penalty wasn't just a fun highlight. It was a symbol of their bond. Cruyff's creativity wasn't just to confuse the opposition, it was to make his team greater. And Marcelo passing to Ronaldo wasn't just good strategy. It showed the kind of selfishness that, wins championships. These moments stick with us because they remind us what football is about: teamwork, trust, and the joy of creating something unforgettable together. And isn't that what makes the game so magical? So now let's dive into some rare but remarkable acts of selflessness in football. So Wayne Rooney wasn't just a prolific goal scorer. He was a leader on and off the pitch. Even during his break, when he had every reason to claim the spotlight, Rooney understood that his role went beyond just finding the back of the net. This mindset shone through in one unforgettable moment when he passed the torch to a young Marcus Rashford. The scene was set. Manchester United had a penalty and Rooney was the obvious choice to take it. But instead of stepping up himself, he handed the ball to Rashford, a teenager just breaking into the first team. Think about it. Here was Rooney, a legend in his own right, of course, choosing to uplift a youngster at the start of his journey. Rashford didn't disappoint. He coolly converted the penalty, and that moment became a turning point for the young forward. More than just a goal, it was a vote of confidence from one of football's greats. Rashford later reflected on how much it meant to him, and if you followed his career, you'll notice that he's carried that same spirit forward. Whether it's on the pitch or through his off-field work, Rashford embodies the idea of lifting others, much like Rooney did for him. Eden Hazard's game has always been about flair, creativity, and a touch of magic. But if you look closely, it's also about selflessness. Sure, Hazard could dazzle defenders with his dribbling and score breathtaking goals, but some of his best moments came when he chose to pass rather than shoot. Take, for example, a match during his Chelsea days. Hazard was through on goal, and it looked like another highlight reel moment was incoming. But instead of, going for glory, he spotted a teammate in a better position and laid off the perfect pass. The result? A simple tap-in and a secured victory for Chelsea. What made this moment special wasn't just the assist. It was Hazard's ability to make the right decision under pressure. Most players in a one-on-one situation with the keeper would be tempted to finish it themselves. But Hazard's unselfishness wasn't just about securing the win. It was about showing his teammates that he valued the collective effort over individual accolades. So despite being Roma's undisputed star for 2 decades, Totti often stepped aside to let younger players take center stage, especially when it came to penalties. For most players, penalties are prized opportunities to pad their goal tally, but Totti saw them differently. In the later stages of his career, when Roma earned a penalty, Totti would often hand the responsibility to a teammate, usually a younger player. He understood that these moments could build confidence and help the generation grow. This wasn't just an act of kindness, it was leadership in its purest form. Totti's selfishness wasn't just about what happened on the pitch, it was a lesson for those around him. He showed that being a great player isn't just about scoring goals, it's about lifting others and ensuring the team's future is in good hands. What's your favorite selfless football play? Share it in the comments. And if you love stories like these and want to see more incredible football moments, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in the other videos.